Another day, another dollar. Thank the Lord for another 24. Just get back to the crib from the gym, man. Quick back day, in and out. Back at the crib, man. I said, let me hop on here and drop this video before I eat and get ready for work tonight. Another correctional officer video. I'm touching more on the last video I talked about as far as all of the overtime availability they got in prisons and jails nationwide. You know, if you watched that last video, I mentioned how you could damn near write your own check, you know, working inside a prison because we so short-staffed. There's plenty overtime. You know, last year in 2023, my base salary was $73,000. I cleared with overtime. I think I took home like 110, 120,000. I don't know exact numbers. And then I grossed $158,000 for the year. So I damn doubled my salary just working overtime, sitting in the unit right there with the inmates, chilling on the unit, not hardly doing no work. All you got to do when you're working in corrections, you make your rounds, you know, you do some cell searches, make sure they're not fighting, fucking, getting high off of drugs, K2, smoking dope, trying to kill each other, trying to kill themselves, harm themselves, and you're good. Go sit back down till it's time for your next round. But like I said, touching on that last video, I want to talk about, you know, not falling into the trap of lifestyle inflation creeping up on you, you know, trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know, you get in there, you see all this money, you get the wide eyes, you know, you hit the ground running as a rookie CEO, you hit the block, you know, you working all this overtime, all this extra money's coming in, you know, every 2 weeks, every month. You like, damn, boy, my pockets is getting swole, all this extra overtime money. You know, this is what I want to say. Don't base your lifestyle, your monthly expenses, your budget off of that overtime money. You know, don't go out, you know, don't base your expenses, your bills, you know, thinking you can afford an $800 car payment, go out and buy a $500,000-$600,000 house, you know, buy a boat, buying all these fancy toys and shit like that, just because you're working that extra money. This is the thing you have to keep in mind. That overtime is not guaranteed. You know, sometimes it slows up. It may slow down. You know, you may be on the job, you can get into a fight with an inmate, you get hurt, you out of work for 3 months. Man, I seen a fellow co-worker, man, we was responding to a body alarm. A body alarm went off, emergency in the prison. We running, he slipped, the floor was wet, he slipped and tore his ACL. He was out for 3 months. Anything can happen when you inside behind that wall, you know. If you out of work, let's say for 3 months, you basing your lifestyle off of that extra money. You know, now you just getting a regular paycheck, just 40 hours with no overtime on it. You know, you're going to be crippled. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get burnt in the end. You know, don't try to keep up with the Joneses, this and that, man. You have to live within your means still. That's what I did majority of my career. You know, I always stayed within my means as far as my monthly budget. I keep my monthly budget. I try to keep my bills about the same. I try to not create any unnecessary new bills, you know, getting new credit cards, shit like that. When I paid my first car off, right, I waited. I didn't just run out and buy a brand new car, you know, I paid my car off. I waited 2 years, you know, before I bought another car, the next car I wanted, you know. I actually took the time to enjoy not having a car payment. That extra money, you know, that I was spending on a car, my car payment every month, I started taking that money and I started investing it, putting even more money into my investment account, buying more stocks, you know, beefing up my retirement account, shit like that. Those are the type of things you have to do, you know, because like I said, the overtime money is good while it's flowing, but there's times where it may slow up for a few months, you know, and if it's like you base your lifestyle, all of your bills off of how much overtime you're working, and then let's say something happened, they hire a whole bunch of new officers and give them all bonuses. Now there's no overtime. Now you scrambling. You like, damn, man, what the hell am I going to do? I was basing all my bills, my monthly expenses off of this overtime. Now it ain't no overtime. What the hell? I'm going to have to go get a second job or some shit like that. You don't want to be in that situation. You know, like I said, I try to keep my bills in the same spot. You know, I try to keep them consistent. You know, I kind of know how much my bills, my mortgage, all the utilities, stuff like that, any bills, health insurance, all that's coming out. I kind of know what it's going to be on a month-to-month basis, you know. And like I said, I don't try to create any unnecessary new bills if I can avoid it. No, I'm not trying to get the new credit card. I get credit card offers all the time. My credit score damn near about 800. I don't have hardly no debt. I got a few credit cards with high limits on them, but the only time I use my credit cards are like I swipe them for all my purchases, or I try to pay as many as my bills on my credit card to get the rewards points, and I pay it off at the end of the month. So it's like the bank is giving me money. The credit card companies are giving me money to use the credit card. That's about the only debt, man, outside my house, the mortgage payment. I don't, like I said, they send me credit card offers all the time. As soon as I get them, I tear them up and throw them in the trash. I'm cool. I got enough credit cards with a high limit in case of emergency or something like that. This is the next thing I want to talk about. You're working all this overtime. You want to make sure you getting enough taxes taken out every check. Don't fall into the trap of not having enough taxes taken out when you're working all these extra hours, and then come next year around tax time, now you owe a big tax bill. I fell into this trap about 5-6 years ago, listening to some of the veteran COs, co-workers that have been working at the prison I'm at now. They used to tell me, go tax exempt. So basically, if I worked a lot of overtime on this pay period, I would go on to my online to the website where you can change all your deductions, your how much you want to put in your retirement, your health benefits, all that, and I would turn my taxes off for that pay period. And it would boost if I worked a lot of overtime, my check was already going to be big. But then when I did that when turning the federal and the state taxes off, it would boost up my check by like another $2,000 on that check alone. But this is the thing. All that money, you have to pay it back at some point. Don't get into the trap. They told me if you only do it 2-3 times a year, you ain't gonna have to pay it back, because you probably get enough taxes taken out anyways. I did that shit, man, for like 4 years. I would just do it like 3 times. Man, I tell you what, I got hit with a big ass tax bill from the IRS, man. I had to pay back $15,000 to the IRS. I had to set up a payment plan. I wasn't trying to just give them a check for $15,000. I just set up a payment plan, finally paid them off. After I paid off the IRS, I was done with that shit. I didn't do it no more. Now, I leave my taxes on zero, single and zero. The IRS, Uncle Sam, they can have all them taxes, man. Some people, my coworkers at work, they be saying the more overtime you work, the more they take. I don't necessarily subscribe to that philosophy just because I kind of already know how much I'm going to make depending on how much overtime I work. So for instance, the past 2-3 years, I've been averaging about, 32 hours, 32 hours of overtime every week, so that's damn 64 hours of overtime on my paycheck every 2 weeks on top of my regular 80 hours that I work, so I know when I work them amount of hours, after they take out, health insurance, my retirement, any else thing I got come out, federal taxes, state taxes, my paycheck is going to be about $4,200 take home. That's where I'm at right now as far as my salary, where I'm at my career, and when I work that amount of hours. I know if I work 6 overtimes in the pay period, I got it broken down. If I do 5, if I'm really going hard, I do like 10 overtimes or 12. So I just base everything off of that. I don't really worry about Uncle Sam getting a cut, man, because one thing in life that's always certain is death and taxes, man. You can't cheat death and you can't cheat Uncle Sam. You're gonna have to pay the piper at some point, man. So I just go ahead and I let them get that bread. I don't really trip. I got my merchandise business now, and I got the YouTube channel, so I can write off a lot of expenses. I wrote off a lot of expenses just on the business last year, and I find I got money back. I hadn't got money back in so long because I owed. They would take any little thing I got. Now my philosophy is this, man. As long as I break even every year, I'm cool, man. But now, like I said, I'm in a situation where I got the business up and running, so I'm deducting, business expenses, so I'm able to get money back, tax write-offs and stuff like that. So if you got a business, any kind of business idea, set you up a business, get you an LLC, look into it, whatever you good at, you can start a business. And as long as it's legit, you got all your proper paperwork, necessary documents, you can start writing stuff off, all kind of expenses. You have to Google them now and make sure that you can claim that. But trust me, you do that, your tax bill gonna go down when you're working all that overtime. You know, like I said, I leave mine on 0, so they already be taking a lot anyways. You could do the 40 if you contribute to your 401k at your job, whatever prison or facility you at. That lowers your tax bill. So I changed my retirement to the regular TSP for where I'm at. I had it in the Roth for a few years, but I changed it over to that. And I got my contributions at 20%. So that bumps my tax bracket down, however much money I put in that for the year. So, you know, like I said, you can't cheat Uncle Sam, you know, when it comes to them taxes. And you gotta, like I said, you have to live within your means. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Don't worry about you live in a nice neighborhood now. You know, you see somebody just bought a new car. You're like, damn, I'm about to go get me a new car. You see your friends doing this. You know, you don't know what they got going on. You don't know their situation, man. For all you know, they could be charging everything. They could be heavily in debt. You want to be the opposite. You want to be the opposite of that. You don't want to be like you all show and no go. You know, me, I'd rather stack and save and invest as much money as I can, you know. Like I said, this job has afforded me the ability to buy a house. I bought my house. I've been in here since 2015. I paid off both of my cars now. You know, I put 20% off the rip into my retirement. That goes into every 2 weeks, you know, into my retirement account. And then I'm working all these extra hours, right? You want to be smart with the money. So what I'm doing with the money, right? I'm working all these extra shifts at the prison. I'm taking a lot of that extra money and I'm throwing it in the stock market. I'm throwing it into the crypto, the Bitcoin. I'm reinvesting it into my business, you know. I'm paying for stuff like advertising so more people can see my channel, more people can see my social media pages, you know. You have to spend money to make money if you got a business now. You have to spend money to make money, man. Sometimes that's just how it goes. So I got a monthly budget. I spend on advertising, promoting my stuff, you know, because when I spend that, more people sees my content. More people sees what I'm doing, you know, and I may just likely pick up a few new fans, new subscribers here and there. And then they go on my page, they start rocking with me more and more. Then they go check out my website, they start buying merchandise. That's how it goes. That's how I'm trying to build this up with this YouTube channel, you know, this and that. With the stock market and all that, like I said, I'm getting all this extra money from the overtime. I throw in anywhere, depending on how much overtime I work every 2 weeks when I get paid, I throw in an extra $500 to $1,000 in the stock market, you know, buying stocks. That's on top of the 20% that's going into my retirement account. So I think that's damn near. I think I got about 5 and some change going into my retirement. And if I'm throwing 5 to 1,000, that's damn near 1,000, 1,500, you know, 2,000, $2,000 every month. That shit adds up quick. You know, you got to be smart with your money. Be smart with the money. You know, once you get on to the scene, you get your start date, you able to work this overtime. Don't be dumb with the money. Don't go out here blowing it on dumb shit. You know, just trying to impress people, you know, buying the most expensive car you can find, buying the biggest house you can, you know, live within your means. Pay off high interest credit card debt, shit like that. If you fresh on the scene out of college, you know, you working in a prison now, and you got student loans, try to pay your student loans or send in extra double payments. Pay that shit off faster, you know. You fresh out of high school, 18, you working at the county jail, or, you know, like I said, a college student, you want to buy a house, take that overtime money, stack that shit up so you can get your down payment together. You can get your expenses that you're gonna occur when you buy a house. You got to do stuff like getting the land survey. You got to get home inspections, all kind of little miscellaneous. You got to get furniture for the crib possibly, you know, shit like that. So you have to think about it like that from that angle. That's how I do, you know. What else? Also, you working a lot of overtime, you know, you have to be smart when it comes to knowing yourself, when it comes to your health, how your limitations. You have to know your limitations. You don't want to burn out. You know, you don't want to sacrifice your health in the long run, you know, chasing that paper. Me, when it comes a point, you know, where I'm like, man, I'm exhausted. I've been at it, or I just feel like I need a break. I take my name off of the overtime list. I'll call in sick if I need to. Or I'll try to get an extra day off with my 2 days off, or, you know, and catch a break, recuperate. you know, because you working all these hours, you know, and you may be working like different shifts. You know, like me, I work night shift. And a lot of times when I do my overtime, I do it on the back end. So I end up staying over on the day shift. So when I do my overtime, I go into work at midnight and I stay there. That's my regular shift, midnight to 8 a.m. And I stay over from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's a 16-hour shift overnight. You know what I'm saying? So on the weekends, I try to make sure I'm in my bed early, you know, getting some quality rest. I try to catch some power naps before work. I try to make sure I keep my diet as clean as possible, keep hitting the gym damn near every day. When I was on vacation last week, I had a whole 10 days off. So I'm back home in Ohio. You know, I was getting some good rest. I was still working out, you know, trying to eat as healthy as possible, stuff like that. But yeah, you have to know your body and you have to know your limitations, you know, because if not, and you just keep trying to do it, keep going, you know, we working all these hours, we're burning the candle at both ends of the stick. I know the money's good. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, the money is great and shit like that, but you have to find that balance, you know. Don't just work, you know, 16 hours, 12 hours, 7 days a week, then just come home and sit home and sleep all day, shit like that. You know, you gotta maybe cut back one day so you can go enjoy yourself, go live life, take yourself out to eat, go on vacation, man. Make sure you're taking your vacation too. Don't be like some of these people that work in the prison. They don't never take a vacation. They got damn 800, 900 hours of vacation leave. That to me, I don't judge nobody, but to me personally, that's just idiotic. You know, I try to space my vacations out every year to where I'm taking at least, you know, 4 or 5 vacations a year. You know, I just came back home. I went back home to Ohio for the week, enjoyed the family, enjoyed myself, ate good, you know, went out, smoking some good cigars, you know, just relaxing. You know, I got another week coming up in July. I got a week coming up in August, and then my birthday week in December. I always go out the country for my birthday, you know. So make sure you're taking your vacation leave. Don't get into the trap of just working nonstop. You got a week of vacation. Some people, they do they have a week of vacation off, but they don't go nowhere. Some people will still go into work and work. They'll just do overtime on a vacation. You know, you gotta enjoy this shit because we only live once. You don't know how long we're gonna be down here on this earth. So you gotta be able to balance this shit out, you know, and you have to have that mindset where you work to live, not live to work. Because it's easy to fall into that trap, you know, and it gets monotonous. It's like you a robot. That's all you know. You know, I break the shit up. You know, I take breaks here and there, you know, but right now I'm on a mission though, so I don't take too many breaks. I got some goals in mind that I'm trying to hit. Everybody has goals coming into it. You know, when you start working all this overtime and you see it, you know, everybody gonna have different goals. You got people trying to pay off credit card debt, student loans, trying to buy their first house, trying to put the kids through college. You may have somebody that's been working in the prison system 25 years, 20 years. They coming up on retirement. They just trying to pad their retirement account a little bit up before they leave out the door, shit like that. So everybody has different goals, different things in mind. You know, me, I said, I'm just gonna keep grinding. I'm trying to get to like about 200,000 saved up, you know, between my retirement account and my personal account. I want 200. I need 200 racks large. And then I said after that, I'm going to cut back on the overtime. And I'm going to try to focus on this YouTube channel full time. Just do my 40 hours during the week, be off on the weekends. I'm going to fall back, you know. That's my little financial nut, my financial goal long term, you know. So I give myself, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years, you know. Who knows, man? We'll see. I'm just having fun with it, enjoying the process. You know, I still like being a correctional officer. I've been doing it 13 years now. I still love the job. The good to me far outweighs the bad. You know, like I say in my other videos, it's not for everybody. You know, some people get on there, they gripe, they make negative comments on my videos, this and that. You know, I'm doing these videos for the people that's going through the hiring process, that have questions for me, people that's interested in the job, people that they don't know what they want to do. They may be in high school or college. They don't know what they want to do with their life. They're looking for a possible job. People that may be in a career, they're fed up with their job and looking for a fresh start. That's why I'm doing these videos, man, to give people a potential job opportunity that they may have never thought of or thought about. You know, it never crossed their mind that, you know, corrections may be a viable option. That's all I'm doing this for, nothing else. you know. Y'all like this video though, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Like I said, I got the merchandise for sale. This one of my shirts right here, Move, Get Money. Y'all can't really see it, but I got the dollar signs up in there in the Move part. Everything you see on my website, though, I created personally myself. I came up with all of these designs, captions, logos, all of that. So anytime you buy a t-shirt or hoodie from me, you personally support my vision, my creativity, you know, put my thoughts and my passion onto a hoodie or t-shirt, man. But yeah, don't fall into that trap, man. Basing your lifestyle off of that overtime money, man. You never know what could happen. Like I said, it could dry up. They could bring the wardens. They don't want to pay us this money. Let's be realistic now. The executive staff, the higher ups, the brass, if they had it their way, man, we would be fully staffed. Everybody would just work their regular shifts and go home. They don't want to pay out. They're paying out literally billions of dollars every year, nationwide, probably worldwide. Millions and billions of dollars in overtime paid to people that's working in the prison system. And whether you're an officer or a non-custody staff, you know, they're paying out, you know, all kind of money. You know, I put out my last video, if y'all looked at the pictures, I found some different articles talking about that, man. There was a CO, a correctional officer in Alabama. It said he made more than the governor. There was one, I don't know where he was at, but his base pay was like 57. He more than tripled his salary with overtime. He made like $200,000 for the year. I think he was out Vegas or Cali. I can't remember. You know, so like I said, the money's there, man. If you want it, you can write your own ticket. You know what I'm saying? You can write your own paycheck. But like I mentioned earlier in this video, be smart with the money, you know. Be smart. Don't let that shit creep up, you know, to where it's like you basing all your bills and shit off of the overtime money. Don't go out, you know, you got a reliable car right now. Don't just, as soon as you get on the job, go out and buy a goddamn new car and now you got an $800 payment. That's a lot of cash flow that's getting tied up into an asset that goes down in value. Me personally, I'd rather take that $800 and shit, try to buy another house and rent it out in real estate, or like I said, I do stocks and crypto. I'd rather throw that shit in there, you know, or send an extra payment in every other month on my mortgage and pay it off faster, shit like that. That's how I think, you know. But everybody has their own style. Everybody has their preference. You got to, at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you, you know. I'm just doing these videos telling you what works for me. You know, everybody, like I said, is different. So, like I said, y'all got any comments though? Y'all got any ideas for future videos y'all may want me to shoot talking about corrections or anything related to the job or just anything in general, man? I do other videos too outside of corrections. I do motivational videos. You know, I've been working out 21 years. I'm a former college athlete. So I do fitness, gym tip, workout video. I do all that shit, you know. I'm focusing on the corrections videos right now because those are what's been really getting a lot of engagement on my page lately. So I'm just going, that's my bread and butter. So I'm milking that for everything I can, you know, till the wheels fall off, you know. But like I said, drop a comment, like, reply, whatever, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.